The next cable I'm going to show you is the Plait cable, and the Plait cable is just very much identical to the cable cord that I just showed in the previous video. However, the transfer on the second step is slightly different. It's reversed, but I'll show you that. So again, it's worked over 9 stitches, and you want the 3-prong tools. If you don't have 2 3-prong tools like this, then you can just use 2 1-prong tools. So I've cast on and knit 10 rows, and I'm just going to use one of my 3-prong tools, and I'm going to remove onto the transfer tool stitches 1, 2 and 3 and 4, 5 and 6. Now, like I said in the last video, these stitches, this is a 9-stitch cable, and the stitches are numbered from left to right. So this is 1, 2 and 3. Pop that to the side. And I'm going to remove stitches 4, 5 and 6 onto the transfer tool. Now I'm just going to hook that one out of the way. So I'm going to transfer stitches 1, 2 and 3 onto needles 4, 5 and 6. And stitches 4, 5 and 6 onto needles 1, 2 and 3. Again, I haven't got a tripod, so this is very difficult, but we're getting there. So anyway, so we've got stitches 1, 2 and 3 onto needles 4, 5 and 6, and stitches 4, 5 and 6 onto needles 1, 2 and 3. I bring those needles into forward working position, as well as a few on either side of the cable. Make sure the latches are open, and as you're going over the cable stitches, make sure you're pressing down that little bit harder on the carriage. You will need a bit more downward pressure as you're going over these cable stitches, because the key plate has a tendency to want to pop up when the stitches are quite tight on the needles or of the carriage, and encounters a bit of friction. So make sure you press a bit harder when you go over the cable needles. So we need to knit 4 rows. So the next thing to do is to unhook stitches 4, 5 and 6. And unhook stitches 7, 8 and 9. Now we need to transfer, this time, stitches 7, 8 and 9 onto needles 4, 5 and 6. And then stitches 4, 5 and 6 onto needles 7, 8 and 9. And it'll look like that. Stitches 7, 8 and 9 are now on 4, 5, needles 4, 5 and 6, and stitches 4, 5 and 6 are now on needles 7, 8 and 9. So again, up into forward working position, these needles. So basically they're just behind the latches. Make sure the latches are open, and again knit 4 rows. And now we need to repeat the original steps again, so we're back to the beginning. So this is the pattern repeat now. We just continue from where we started, which was to transfer, or unhook, sorry, to start with, stitches 1, 2 and 3, and unhook stitches 4, 5 and 6. Now we need to transfer stitches 1, 2 and 3 onto needles 4, 5 and 6, and then transfer stitches 4, 5 and 6 onto needles 1, 2 and 3. So it'll look like that. Stitches 1, 2 and 3 are now on needles 4, 5 and 6, and stitches 4, 5 and 6 are now on needles 1, 2 and 3. So now they come up to forward working position again with some extra needles either side. Latches open and knit 4 rows. And unhook stitches 4, 5 and 6, and unhook stitches 7, 8 and 9. We need to transfer stitches 7, 8 and 9 onto needles 4, 5 and 6. And stitches 4, 5 and 6 onto needles 7, 8 and 9. So that's what we'll have. Stitches 7, 8 and 9 are now on needles 4, 5 and 6, and stitches 4, 5 and 6 are now on needles 7, 8 and 9. I'm just going to again bring those to forward position with latches open, or you will drop them, and that will be most displeasing when you're trying to do a tightly crossed cable. So again, knit 4 rows. And just repeat right back to the beginning again. These steps I've just shown you. So now we need to make the definition stitch, or the knit or purl stitch, whatever you want to call it, at either side of the cable. Like before in the other video, I'll just show you on one side to save time on the video, and also it will give you the opportunity to see how this definition stitch matters when you're making a cable. And I can't do this left-handed because I'm right-handed, you see, so there we go. So I'm just going to latch up this stitch at the side, just like you would for ribbing. You want to do this about every 3 to 4 cable crosses. Remember, try to catch the stitches right in the middle of each bar so that it's centred and not pulled off to one side. There we go. So I'll just knit a few rows and take it off the machine. Do. just leave it in the fabric guide, the yarn for now, it doesn't matter. Just going to take off my clips. And I'll show you what it looks like. It looks very similar to the cable card, but this one's the plaited cable, as you can see. You can see the plaits in it there. And there's our definition. See, where it isn't on that side, it doesn't quite stand out as much. But that would be lovely if I would have carried on and done more, but for the sake of the video I just showed you a couple of repeats. But that's the plait cable. Very effective.